Well, thanks for coming. We don't have an official program here, but this is the latest Families in Transition project, 434 Union Street. Used to be called Angie's Place. So it's very exciting. Was a women's shelter. The project was about 2.5 years in the making. We used it as a COVID site for our shelter. We used it for when we needed to decompress the shelter. We also used it to house about 30 individuals here. So we were able to lay it, but it definitely was the end of its useful life as we saw it. It needed a lot of work. So we're very excited to partner with the City of Manchester with some home funds who are very integral in all the projects that we do here within the city, and the New Hampshire Housing and Finance Authority that's here as well, that provided some funding and vouchers for the project, which really is going to make it sustainable in the long term. So this is going to be known as permanent supportive housing. So it's permanent housing. They'll be here for sign a lease. And here as long as they're income eligible, and then get a project-based voucher with it. Which nice is that is it guarantees funding to us, and allows us to work with the tenant to get a housing choice voucher so then they can move on. Because the goal is hopefully they're here for a year or two, and there is a case manager that's going to be on site to help support them, which a lot of affordable housing programs don't have that, and we think it's really important, especially with the clients that we're going to serve here. Just a quick other notes. In order to qualify, somebody would have to be at 30% of income or lower. So it's the minimum threshold that we have here, and we put a preference in our tenant selection plan when we're bringing people in to come from the 199 Manchester Street Adult Emergency Shelter. So hopefully these 11 units that we have here will be filled from participants that we're serving over at the shelter, and that'll open up 11 additional beds to serve more people. So hopefully we can create a lot more housing projects like this in the future. So with that, I will leave it up to, I know there's an official process, so I'm sorry that the mayor, the rep.
Sure. Well, thanks, Chris, so much for that overview. And we're here today because it's National Community Development Week. So I have a resolution that I'd like to share. But I just want to first thank Families in Transition, thank the Planning and Community Development Department, and New Hampshire Housing for the partnership here, because this is something we absolutely need in the city of Manchester. Affordable housing, but affordable supportive housing is a desperate need that we have. And I really appreciate how you have put in the lease that you'll be giving priority to individuals who are at the shelter and then coming here, because we know that's been a significant challenge. People are at the adult shelter and then they don't have a place to go. So this is a great solution, and I'm tremendously grateful for the work that went into this. I mean, what a transformation just looking at it from the outside, so I'm really looking forward to going in. So with that, a resolution. Whereas the week of April 11th through the 15th, 2022 has been designated as National Community Development Week to celebrate the Community Development Block Grant and the Home Partnership Programs. And whereas the CDBG and home programs provide annual funding and flexibility to local communities to provide decent, safe, and affordable housing, a suitable living environment, and economic opportunities to low and moderate income people. And whereas over the past 3 years, our community has received a total of over $7 million in CDBG and over $4.5 million in home funds, and has funded a variety of projects that have directly benefited our citizens and neighborhoods. And whereas this program has made tremendous contributions to the viability of the housing stock infrastructure, public services, and the economic well-being of our community. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Joyce Craig, do hereby proclaim the week of April 11th through the 15th of 2022 as National Community Development Week in the City of Manchester. I encourage residents to learn more about this valuable program and to recognize the effects of city employees and community partners to make Manchester a better place to live, work, raise a family, and start a business. Thank you.
Oh, well, I don't have anything to proclaim other than that. No, I'm thrilled to be here, and I'm just glad that this is one example of many here in the city of Manchester of the kind of collaboration that needs to happen around housing, as we know that we've got a record number of individuals that are housing insecure. So I want to thank that Mayor Joyce Craig and folks from the city, as well as Families in Transition and New Hampshire Housing, for coming together here. I tend to think of our housing challenges in terms of some of the federal programs, and so it's really great to hear about how home dollars and CDBG are being used in a really significant way here in Manchester to help address this crisis. More needs to be done, but we can't do it without that local cooperation. Federal programs can't just do this on their own. This is about federal, state, local partnerships, about public and private partnerships. And I think these units here really just speak to the continuing need in Manchester. And so hopefully we can continue to support your efforts moving forward, Mayor. So congratulations on this. Happy National Community Development Week, everyone. And really look forward to taking a look inside and thank all of the folks that are involved in connecting people to the services that folks here in Manchester need. I know it's been a really tough couple of years, and we've seen an affordable housing crisis, even escalate further over that pandemic period. And so now is the time where we've got to address affordability and being able to open doors for folks who are housing insecure. So thank you, many members of the team.
So before we go in, I just did want to, I should have done this in the beginning, but I'll have the Families in Transition staff here just introduce themselves. And then I did want to note, it is an active construction site in there, so we don't have to wear hard hats, but it is cramped in there. We try to get as much living space as we can in there. So, I'll lead the tour. We'll start at the 3rd floor and then kind of come down. But then people can look in, but just know there's still paint to be done, drywall to be hung, and everyone here will be invited to our grand opening, ribbon cutting that we have planned towards the end of May. So if, Jeff, if you want.
Sure. Good morning, afternoon. Almost there. My name is Jeffrey Zwellenberg. I'm the Chief Development Officer for Families in Transition.
Hi everyone, Stephanie Savard, Chief External Relations Officer and Director of the New Hampshire Coalition to End Homelessness.
Roy Tosley, I'm the Chair of the Board of Directors at Families in Transition.
And Megan Shea, I'm the Chief Programs Officer here at Families in Transition.
And with that, we can we can have everyone, or I can do 2 tours. I don't know how everyone wants to feel because it is rather cramped in there. So it'll probably take just 10 minutes depending on how much you want to poke around it.
Whatever you think is best for them.
We have 7 studios and 4 one-bedrooms here. There's no children. It's just going to be mostly singles, possibly a couple or 2, but the goal is just to have singles in here, especially with the population that we serve. This is one of the larger units. It's a 1-bedroom, so they'll have a kitchen here. They have a small living room, their own bathroom, and a bedroom here. On the 2nd and 3rd floors, we have 2 studios and 2 1-bedrooms, and then we have 3 studios on the 1st floor, and 2 of them are handicap accessible. We did have a lift if you came in to get you up to the 1st floor. We were hoping to add an elevator, but due to cost, and then we would need to have eliminated 3 units. It didn't make much sense. 3 units, wow. We would do one on each floor.
One set of stairs coming up and down.
We do have, there used to be an exterior deck here that we've enclosed, so there is 2 forms of egress. There's this staircase and then there's one over there.
Structurally, was the building in good shape, or did you shore it up?
There was a little bit of structural work. Basically, the only thing that was left was the wood frame, and then the staircase. Everything else, when you came in, was completely stripped and taken out of here. So it was a full gut rehab. The total project cost about $1.9 million.
I did.
It is. I feel like it went pretty quick once it
Once it
I mean, it was
started.
out, looking at it for a long time, it was just under construction and obviously.
Yeah, we had about a 4-month delay because we had to get we had to do our RFPs, the federal guidelines, to get back at the true cost, and then we had to go get a little bit more money, so thankfully the city stepped up with $160,000 more, and then we were able to get started. That 4-month gap was, let's get going, we want to get going, especially with construction prices and everything else. So
It's a longer.
it's a turbulent time right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hunter Construction is the construction manager. They've done a few of our other projects, and they've done a great job for us.
The windows are beautiful. They are. There's a large.
Nice energy efficient, getting a rebate for it. So we're
Right,
happy with
good
that.
job, Christopher.
Good ceiling height, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, it's nice.
Thanks for all the funds, it was great, you provided, affordable housing. Push a lot of that, even the COVID relief funds and everything that came into us. Last year with the funding that came to the state, and the governor put some away, we were able to purchase a pantry building, and then a great place where families can come into immediately, they normally use it, so we're able